into the mood with everybody shouting, but everybody has their own way. Away they go then. First of the bronze medal matches, Zuzanova Torres, Romania, 63 kilos, Zakova of Czechia. Look at that, nice. We've seen a few of those today. Is she going to get a Yuko for that? Probably. We didn't see the landing. Sometimes when you see them, they land really quickly. They've turned all the way over. Don't get the side landing. Nice though. I like the. So they might have a little look at that just to see if it did get a landing. No. So she had a little look there just to see if maybe the video replay showed a landing. Would you say, Sheldon, that probably the biggest problem is that lower part of that Wazari? You know, if we've had any kind of difficult calls, it's been there where they've almost been on their front.
Yeah, and whether to go for Wazari or Yuko, this little difference in there, it's very tight. Or
no, but
I'm
on about the beginning of the Yuko, they're right at the very bottom,
yeah.
You know what I mean, where it starts, when they're almost on their front. We've had a couple there, haven't we, and they've had a look at it, and it just about goes onto the side there before they've flipped onto their front, because they flip onto the front really quick, don't they?
If they've got some kind of landing down that side part of the body, and there's that freeze frame, that's why really only the commission can do.
The eye, doesn't it? Speed of the eye says no, and sometimes it is.
And that's a good, well, that one was a good illustration there. The referee, Nikoloska, said, no, I'm not keen on it. They stopped and had a look, and they went with that.
Tough old battle. Now this is interesting as well. As they're coming up there, it's not Mate. If the one standing just keeps it alive there, it's still game on. And we've seen quite a few scores with people coming out of Newaza into standing position.
And getting caught.
And getting caught.
There was one earlier on where, I can't remember who it was, I think it was one of the Japanese girls was coming up and managed to throw her opponent who was standing up. Well, if you wanted to stay standing up,
yeah, it worked the
that was your
way,
option.
Didn't it? It worked the opposite way. Both looking for the same technique. Trying the shoulder throw off the double sleeve grip.
24-year-old Zuzanova Torres of Romania. She was a bronze medalist at the Under-23 European Championships a couple of years ago. And has been, you know, looking to break in to the IJF World Tour. This would be a good result if she could medal here.
Yeah, time's going, isn't it? 3 minutes in now already. Pretty evens between these two so far. We haven't seen any transition. Didn't really give it a chance there, did she? Well, we said that they're both looking for the very low. Drop Siatosh's. I think it'll be the change of direction that will eventually get a score. Koichi Gary that was used. Whoa, look at that. Well, dropped right the way underneath there, and well, dropped Sianagi off the sleeves. Kind of came up, didn't she? Didn't go down in trajectory, it kind of came up, but she eventually... Johnny Geilen of the Netherlands then. Not so sure of Gielen's history, but is this one of the first ones, Sheldon?
19 years old.
Well, she just opened up the account there with a Yuko. Nice little Tsumigeshi. And traditional as well. Good kumakata, good control. Opens up the account. She's probably rattled the cage of Fazliu now.
That could be dangerous. It was quite a landing.
We've had quite a few, haven't we, of new and by new cadets just out of the cadets. They'll be in the juniors and they're here in senior events and making really difficult for some of the... Oh, look at that! Oh, massive Sasai Surakomiyashi there. She was a bit injured, wasn't she, Fazliu? She wasn't happy with it.
She's in some pain.
She is in pain, and I guess she must have said, it's got to be all in here to win this.
Joni kind of can't feel that bad going over to one of the top-rated athletes in the weight category, bronze medalist at the
final.
Yeah, Kajzer is a slightly deceptive with the world ranking list, given that she'd come from number 17 in the weight category below. So
yeah, she's up into a new weight category, isn't she? And some really adapt well and easily into a new weight category, others don't. Saw some really nice Koichi work from Morichika in the early stages of the competition.
Yes, Kajzer had held it together up until the Olympic Games, but I think the thinking was after that she was off and out. She was out in the opening round, unfortunately for her, in Paris.
But she looks big for the weight category.
Well, she was always tall, but now she can afford to fill out. I suppose that kind of filling out we saw with, I suppose the best illustration of that is Daria Biladid, who looks perfectly healthy. Not that she looked unhealthy
at 2
before,
weight categories up,
but she looked slim at 48. She now looks perfectly comfortable at 57, and I suppose we saw Jessica Klimke at 63 now. Not a lot of change.
I thought she looked great at 63.
But she certainly
problem.
looks comfortable and happy. You know, a bigger face, and I suppose a bigger smile on her face. And I suppose that the biggest thing that I can think of was she looked, I wouldn't say radiant, but she was glowing and happy. Well, she just won as well, so.
That's 2 Sianagis back-to-back there. Morichika, but I still think it will be the change in direction that will get the score. Kajzer has a plan, and one of the plans, by the looks of it, was not to go anywhere near and not to let her on her back for the Newaza.
I think that might be a good plan.
Yeah, well, she was up like a shot, absolutely. Kajzer. get another penalty in a minute for pitter-patting the Kumakata. It's got to be positive, remember. It can be almost anything now, almost. But you've got to be really positive with the setup. Oh, not far off with that. That's snaking Osodagari there. It was pretty close a couple of times. Look how she snakes across there, and then everything goes into it. Morichika can't find the way through the defense here. Kajzer fighting a good fight.
I was chatting with Tina Tursteniak earlier today, who's a refereeing supervisor now, former Olympic champion. She followed in the footsteps of Urshka Zolnia, and I guess you could now say Andrea Leszki has followed in their footsteps, and we were talking about who was next from Slovenia in the under 63 kilo category. Stand up, all those who want to take on that particular mantle.
It's a hard one.
Well, Kajzer fancies her chances, doesn't she? She's gone up to 63. What a set of shoes you're going to have to try and fill. At the very, very highest level, you're asked to, perform anything else. That, you could win the European Championships and they'd say you're just a beginner. Can you imagine it? Hugely successful.
It's a big step, isn't it? Well, this is much tighter than I thought it was going to be. So into golden score, first golden score of the final block.
I can't remember where it was. Maybe Philip Grebliczki will let us know where it was that Kajzer was involved in a bruising battle with, I think, blood over an eye and all sorts of things. It could have been a World Championships. I think I'll have a look at the record. I seem to think that she was maybe 5th place or something like that.
Well, she's fighting this fight exactly how she should here. She's been really hard with the grips. She's attacking, and well, that's the best hope for Morichika, is to use her feet here. Use the Ashiwaza. Look at that. Subumigeshi, and manages to catch the advanced foot. Now she's going to start going to work, I think, now. Morichika. Can't quite get the angle for the Kochigari. Be a big mistake. There's the Ochigari. Big mistake if she goes round the outside of that front foot. That would not be the way to go. Oh, and almost then in for the Cianagi again. It's going to be a second Shido, is it, for Kajzer? Nope, she doesn't get it. Far off with that.
Yes, it threatened for a moment. Morichika managed to turn off it. Right idea, though.
She wants that Ochigari in there. It's wrong angle for it. She'll have to get the feet working. Just change it. There it is. As soon as she starts to move, then she gets Kajzer to take a step. That's her best chance. Kajzer needs to just carry on what she's doing, because it's probably one of the most awkward fights that Morichika's had.
Yeah, good idea to be up and out of there.
Yeah, attacking off the grip there.
Crowd giving some support, getting into it.
Oh, almost, and that wasn't far off either. Well, she was right in there, wasn't she, for that Cianegi? One mistake, that's what it will be. One wrong step. Almost in there.
Yes, they both know how to react when the grip changes and they feel threatened.
Yeah, it's just a readjustment every single time, isn't it? And time goes quickly when you're enjoying yourself, as they say, but I'm sure they're not really enjoyed it. Do anything now for smallest score.
I thought you were going to say they'd do anything now for a break.
And that. Second Judo going to go up.
Both.
Wow.
Just trying to encourage them into getting on with it.
I think so. Well, for somebody just to take the chance there. So now it's about pace. Who can up the pace just a little bit? Morichika looks as if she wants to.
Kajzer has gone up and around the collar on a couple of occasions. I wonder if it would be good to go around the waist and get a little bit closer in. The Kosotagaki maybe. Not sure if she's got that in her armoury. Sharp.
Yeah, it is. Every time she goes in, it's with conviction, real conviction, and now that's not the place for Kajzer to be. I don't think so.
Yeah, could have taken the leg and tried to stand up. I know it looks awkward, but rather than rolling with it. And the sooner she can get up, the better. It's good crowding.
Yeah, it is. We've had really good support, haven't we, from the audiences, every place we've gone to.
A few bodies in here on a Saturday
Yeah, we
afternoon
expected a
in
few
Linz.
more than yesterday. Yesterday,
Yeah, it worked
Friday,
out.
you know,
Yeah.
still work day.
Coming up to 5 minutes of golden score. It's not the first time we've seen Kajzer in a lengthy golden score.
Well, they're being strong with the grips, but always a possibility, isn't there? A finger in the eye.
Yes, I think that's the second contact lens that's come out. She was involved in a golden score contest in the semi-final that went for 10 minutes and 39 seconds, the total time.
Today?
Kajzer, yeah.
Oh, is that right?
10:39.
Looks like this is going the same way.
Jeez,
Bird's eye view. She almost looks as fresh as when she started here. Morichika.
8 minutes and 12 seconds back in Odivelas last year. 8 minutes 45 at the European Championships in Pristina. You know, she's not, it's
usual for her.
7 minutes.
Oh, and again, really clicked in there.
These are the lengthy ones.
And again, she really central, just lost the hands just that little bit. Kajzer's just had to leave the tatami. A little bit of blood, I think.
I'm still trying to remember where it was that I saw her in that bruising battle. If I get a chance to
Here we go.
Today.
Are we going to see a couple of flurries? She really is, Kajzer, fighting her exactly how she should.
Not bad effort there. Oh, I thought she broke off there with the left hand. Yeah, and Orlando Cruz, the referee's called Mate because he thinks that he's seen. Yeah. She avoided, she broke the grip off. Yeah.
So a mistake there by Machado.